Okay, so creating and sharing a Google resource is a pretty simple process, but one that is very important. I'm just going to kind of walk through some of the basics. I'm going to start from Google Drive, but you can actually go up to the nine dots, the apps feature again, and you can get any Google tool you want and start from there. But I'm going to go ahead and Drive here. I'm going to say New, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new Google Doc. So I'm going to drop in the menu and go Google Docs, and it's going to go ahead and make a new Google Doc for myself. Now, the one suggestion I have is to, at the very beginning, is name your document. If you forget to do that, it's fine, you can do it later on, but if you get to a point where you have too many of these, you're going to have a whole list called untitled document, and you may not know what they actually are. So I'm just going to call this test doc for now. Okay. Now you'll notice the top here, there's a lot of editing features. I'm not going to go through those in great detail. You'll recognize font and font size, bold, italicized, those kind of things. Couple things. Another thing too is you can insert links, live links, right into your document. But the thing I want to show you very quickly is how to share it and then how to go ahead and folder that Google Doc, because those are two features that are very important. By sharing a document, you're actually opening the door to either let someone else view or edit a document with you. And so once you've got, and this works in any of the Google resources, Google Slides, Google Sheets, whatever. It works the same way. So what you want to do is you want to go up here to share, and when I hover above there, it says private to only me. So that's saying I'm the only one that can work on this document. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on share. Now I can actually type a specific person's name. So I'm going to go ahead and use Summer as an example. So I start typing SUM, and you'll notice that it will start bringing up Google addresses. And specifically, it'll bring up ones that I've used a fair amount, but it'll also bring up anyone that's within our Becker domain. So you'll see other names start popping up here. And as I type more, more is available. So I can go ahead and I can click on Summer's name there. Now, features that you'll see is I can allow Summer the opportunity to edit that document. I can allow her the opportunity to only comment on it but not make any changes itself. But I can also set it up so that she can only view the document. This would be a situation where you've got something written up and you want to let them read it, make it available to them for viewing, but not necessarily change it. The other part that's nice too is actually email the person you're sharing it with directly, or the people you're sharing it with, depending on how many there are involved. And so you can go ahead and you can leave a note. So you'll notice an email that I can send. And so what happens now is when I click send, it lets her have this document, but it also emails her to let her know that something's coming up. So for most people, that's what they're looking for. They may share with teammates, they may share with one colleague, many colleagues, a principal, Gene or myself, whoever. Now, the other part that's kind of nice is where you go under advanced. And when you get under advanced, now you can see a lot more information that's involved here. And so I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit here. And you can actually just put out links. So it says right here, who has access. Right now it's saying private only, you can access anyone else that I invite. But I want to change that. So I click on change, and now I can give different kinds of features. So I can make it so that anyone with the link that I give, and that's in Becker Schools, can have access. Anyone in Becker Schools with or without the link can have access. Anyone in the world with the link can have access. That's outside of Becker or inside of Becker, or just finally it's just public on the web. And so I'm going to go ahead and say anyone with the link. And then right here is access. And this is where, again, you can give people the choice between can edit, can comment, can view. Keep in mind, though, that this is anyone with the link, and there's no way to trace who's doing what in your document. So if you say anyone with the link can edit, you won't know who's making the changes. So that's one that we don't use very often. I'm going to leave it as can view. Okay? And so anyone with the link can view, and then I say save. Now this link right here that you see here at the top, that's a link that you can post to your Moodle site, to Edmodo, to a website, whatever, and people can access a Google Doc to view, for example. And so that's really nice to have, if you're putting resources out there for other people, but you don't want them to have to log into their Becker Google account to access. So that's the rough idea of sharing. I'm going to leave that there. And then finally, foldering. Foldering documents is really nice as well. So up here you see that it's called Organize, and I can click on that, and now I can go ahead and I can put this document anywhere I want within my Google resources. So I can drop that into any folder that I choose to. So I'm going to jump back here again real quick, and I'm going to say move this item. And now it's asking me where do I want to move it to. I can move it to a folder within my drive. I can move it to shared. I can move it to starred. So I'm going to say my drive, and I'm going to click this arrow over here to get more, and maybe I'll put this into a test folder, which I think I've got created here. Let me just scroll down. Yep, there we go. Test folder. So I'm going to drop this into test folder instead. But I can also create folders here. So the one suggestion I tell people as often as I can is really from the very beginning, start getting used to putting documents in folders and keep everything clean so that you know how to find things easily. When you start to get a little bit too much in Google Drive, it can be a lot, and then it's a little harder to find things. It's very doable, just a little bit harder to find things. So you'll see here test doc has been moved to test folder, and I can always check that out by just hovering here and going in, and it's going to say this file is in one folder called test. So that's a nice way to get things kind of cleaned up.